Imagine for a moment your brain. It's like a vast old library. Dusty shelves filled with books you haven't read in years. Some full of ancient warnings and outdated stories. And there, in the corner, sits your amygdala, barking like a paranoid little guard dog at every shadow. At every whisper, because it remembers old threats that aren't even real anymore. Funny, isn't it? How the past can dictate the present. Unless you decide to rewrite the books, page by page. And you already know how to do that, don't you? You've felt it before, the tiny spark of courage. The first time you spoke, tried something new, risked a connection. That's your dopamine signaling. Yes, try that again. That's your neurons saying, we can wire together. We can learn. We can grow. That's Hebbian learning in motion. Neurons that fire together, wire together. Like old friends building a bridge over a river that once felt impossible to cross. Now zoom the fuck out, chunk up. Picture your life 5, 10, 15 years from now. If you keep letting that guard dog bark at shadows, how will your life look? Smaller, constrained, cautious. Opportunities that could have been massive pass you by. Connections never made. The weight of what if pressing down like an anchor. And if you act, if you take the tiniest step into curiosity instead of fear, what changes? Doors open, people lean in, ideas flow. Life expands like a universe stretching faster and faster into the unknown. Think of it like planting seeds in a garden. One seed alone, tiny, fragile, but watered daily with tiny winds. Micro-exposures, small acts of courage. Over time, those seeds sprout. Some die, yes, but the garden grows richer, more abundant, more alive than you ever imagined. And isn't that exactly what you want for your life? Growth, connection, abundance. And here's the fun part. The guard dog will bark. Oh, it'll bark and growl. Fear will rise, confusion will swirl. But here's the trick. You already know this. Confusion is the door. Confusion cracks the mind open, and in that crack, change slips in unnoticed. Effortless, natural. Like water flowing through a canyon. It finds the easiest path and carves new landscapes. And you'll find yourself doing things differently, almost without noticing. Like you're always meant to. Now let's bring it down. Tiny, tangible examples. You taste a new food. You speak to someone you barely know. You try a new strategy at work. Each of these is a micro-exposure. Each drops dopamine into your brain, rewires circuits, builds approach pathways instead of avoidance highways. You do this already, in ways so simple you barely noticed, but now, imagine stacking these moments deliberately. Imagine turning them into a habit. Imagine your nervous system celebrating each win. Neurons wiring themselves into a new identity, curious, bold, connected. And what about the cost of not doing this? Imagine 5 years from now. The same fears holding you back. Every opportunity avoided. Every conversation skipped. Every connection left unmade. That's the heavy karma of inaction. But if you act, if you practice, if you micro-expose yourself daily, the trajectory shifts. You see the difference. One path is constrained, heavy, regret-laden. The other sparkles alive, expansive, and yes, maybe even a little terrifying. But isn't that exactly where life is richest? Now let's mix it all together, chunking up and down, weaving the science and the story. Your amygdala overreacts because of old data. Microexposures retrain prediction circuits. Dopamine rewards tiny wins, building approach pathways. Neurons wire together. Suspicion becomes curiosity. Curiosity becomes connection. The science confirms the experience. Your experience confirms the science. Everything aligns. Everything flows. And the final truth. You're not doing this for me or anyone else. You're doing this because you owe it to yourself. You're the gardener, the rider, the architect of your own future. You're the one who rewires the guard dog, waters the seed, and chooses curiosity over fear, action over inaction. And once you really start, you'll notice how effortless it becomes, how natural, how inevitable. Like the universe itself conspiring with your neurons to make it happen. So now you can feel it, that spark, that shift, that moment your brain says, yes, curiosity over fear, connection over isolation, action over hesitation. You can feel it wiring itself in, solidifying, embedding itself unconsciously, naturally, effortlessly. And each day, each choice, each tiny victory reinforces it. And in that reinforcement, in that repetition, in that natural unfolding, you become the version of yourself that acts, connects, thrives and transforms. And isn't that the life you want? To be bold, to be curious, to be awake. To feel fear and to use it as fuel. To transform hesitation into momentum. To take the path, the years down the line, makes you look back and say, fuck yes, I did that.